Subscribe to this YouTube channel and please enjoy watching this video. Manchester United moved into 6th place in the Premier League with a comfortable 3-0 win over West Ham United at Old Trafford. The youth players shone on the day for the Red Devils, but Erik ten Hag was handed a massive injury blow. The hosts were in control of the game from the off, and while the Hammers had a decent amount of possession, it was Man United that showed a clinical edge on the day. Rasmus Hojlund scored his second goal in 4 days after the Danish striker cut inside and fired home with his weaker right foot from the edge of the penalty area. This added to his strike against Wolves in the 4-3 midweek victory. Alejandro Garnacho added 2 second-half goals to put the game beyond the irons, with the hosts moving above their opposition on the day in the league table. Ten Hag has seen several pivotal members of his squad return to fitness in recent weeks, with Raphael Varane, Casemiro, and Lisandro Martinez all returning to action. Team news: Erik ten Hag made one change to the team that won at Wolves, with Harry Maguire returning in place of Raphael Varane. David Moyes recalled Naya Fagerd and Vladimir Koufal, with Calvin Phillips dropping to the bench. Lisandro Martinez injured as Man United win. Erik ten Hag's men impressed but lost a key man in the process. The one negative for the Dutch manager will have been the sight of one of his key defenders, Martinez, hobbling off the field. The Argentine recently returned to action for United after missing the final part of the 2022-23 season, and then suffering another injury at the start of the current campaign. Martinez was replaced by Varane, who was his regular centre-back partner during the club's impressive season last time out. The pair have spent very little time on the pitch together in the 2023-24 campaign, and it shows with United's poor defensive record. The injury to the 26-year-old occurred as Vladimir Koufal fell awkwardly on his leg in the second half of the game. Supporters of the club will have their fingers crossed that it doesn't result in another prolonged spell out of the team for the impressive defender. His comfort on the ball really adds to the style of play ten Hag looks to employ, and his return to the side will be eagerly anticipated, whenever that may be. Speaking about Martinez's injury in his post-match interview, Erik ten Hag said, per BBC Sport reporter Shamoun Hafez, "It seems bad, we have to wait and make the right diagnosis. In this moment we are very sad, hopefully it is not too bad, but we can only pray. It looks like he has to sit some games out injured again." Alejandro Garnacho puts West Ham to the sword. The youngsters put on a brilliant display. Kobbie Mainoo stole the headlines in the previous win against Wolves, but it was another young star at Old Trafford that caught the eye against West Ham. Garnacho has been one of very few bright sparks in the United team throughout the season, and the Argentine looks to have found a new role on the right side of the attack. The 19-year-old added to Hojlund's opener by cutting inside and sticking towards goal. He was helped by a massive deflection steering the ball past Alphonse Areola in the West Ham goal. With the away team chasing the game, Calvin Phillips was caught in possession by Scott McTominay, and the Scotland international drove forward before slipping a pass into Garnacho's feet. The winger stroked the ball home confidently to secure the 3 points for his side. How Man Utd's win unfolded. On the weekend that Old Trafford paid tribute to those who lost their lives in the Munich air disaster on February 6, 1958, Manchester United were looking to build on their midweek win over Wolves, but Moyes' West Ham side made for testing opponents. Andre Onana was required early on. Set plays are always a threat, with James Ward-Prowse on the ball, and his right-wing corner found the head of Tomas Soucek, the ball deflecting awkwardly off Edson Alvarez, but the goalkeeper reacted quickly to his left. In an opening 45 minutes otherwise short of thrust in the final third, Hojlund was clinical. Casemiro nipped in to win a loose ball. How ten Hag has missed the Brazilian, and the striker proceeded to cut in on his right foot and lash the ball into the corner. West Ham had more shots and the better chances in the first half, but their big opportunity came early in the second when Emerson nicked the ball off a sluggish Harry Maguire, but proceeded to fire over the bar on the angle of the 6-yard box. Manchester United raced straight up the other end to punish that wastefulness. Garnacho's goal owed something to fortune. His left-footed shot was heading straight for goalkeeper Łukasz Fabianski, on as a substitute, before the ball deflected in off Naya Fagerd. It was still not straightforward for Ten Hag and his team. Maguire was caught out again when Jared Bowen ran in behind him, but Diogo Dalot's saving tackle maintained the 2-goal lead. And there was the frustrating sight of Lisandro Martinez going off injured. But Phillips, on as a substitute after costing his team a goal against Bournemouth in midweek, was then caught out again. Scott McTominay nicked the ball off him in midfield and laid the ball wide for Garnacho to finish expertly with Fabianski flat-footed. Manchester United have had false dawns before, and this was far from a totally dominant display. But, with key players back from injury, 2 wins in 4 days have begun to change the complexion of their Premier League season. Upwardly mobile once more? What's next? Manchester United visit Aston Villa in the Premier League next Sunday. West Ham host Arsenal on the same day. Let us know what you think about the entire thing in the comments section below. Additionally, stay tuned and subscribe to this YouTube channel for the latest news and updates from around the world. We sign out.